Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi is the leader of ISIS. Wrong. Was the leader of ISIS.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
It appears that, well, we didn't get him, the Russians did, but still, the world community has gotten al-Baghdadi. Now, 3 different sources reporting this. Let me give you what they are. The Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, a reliable monitoring group based in the UK, claims they have seen, quote, confirmed information that ISIS chief Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi has been killed. Mediaite explains the Russian military claimed last year, or last month I should say, that the jihadi leader most likely died after they launched an airstrike against an ISIS gathering near their headquarters in Raqqa. While those reports were never clarified by American intelligence, AFP, which is the main news outlet in France, picked up a statement from SOHR director Rami Abdel Rahman claiming al-Baghdadi's death was confirmed among the ISIS chain of command. Now, I'm going to double down that the American officials have not yet confirmed his death, but today someone else did, and that was ISIS. ISIS has confirmed that al-Baghdadi has passed away. Now, I had been saying for a long time, unfortunately, our adversary in al-Baghdadi was quite intelligent, and he did things that were bold and actually did play 3-dimensional chess to some degree, and that was terrible news because you don't want an adversary like that, and that is why they were able to grab a huge chunk of land and renewable source of revenue for themselves in both Iraq and Syria and caused all this damage worldwide. And I said that if he was taken out, likely ISIS would fall into disarray because there's not a lot of other brilliant Muslim radicals running around. Fundamentalism doesn't often lead itself to great acumen in strategy, skills, and analysis of the facts on the ground. So Baghdadi now, if it is true that he is gone, I think it'll be an enormous setback for ISIS. I cannot overstate how big a setback that'll be. So now it's possible that this is an elaborate ruse by ISIS to pretend that he's dead when he's not, but I don't think the Russians would want to play along with that ruse, let alone the other human rights groups, et cetera, that are reporting it. So not 100% confirmed yet, but pretty close. And if that's true, that's pretty great news for the world. And I was very frustrated with the CIA because they do a lot of things wrong, and there are some things we need them to do right, such as find al-Baghdadi. Unfortunately, it appears they didn't, the Russians did. But I'll take it either way, and it's good for the world. Now, in other news related to ISIS, they have lost Mosul. That fell very recently to a combination of troops, mainly led by the Iraqi government, but Kurdish Peshmerga and some of our allies, such as they are in Syria, are also now besieging Raqqa, which is inside Syria and is the so-called capital of ISIS. But Mosul was a very important city in Iraq that ISIS had captured. Now the Iraqi government has recaptured it. And American leaders on the ground, military leaders on the ground saying, beseeching basically the Iraqi government to not make the same mistakes that it made in the past, which is to alienate Sunnis in Iraq and not to give them any voice in their government, which then leads to an uprising, which now US military leaders are warning could lead to an ISIS 2.0. So the leader of ISIS is dead, now long live the new leader. According to the reports, ISIS has not picked a new leader yet, but when we were in the old days of killing the number 3 guy in Al-Qaeda, you remember, or the number 2 guy, we would kill an endless slew of number 2 and number 3 guys in Al-Qaeda, and the problem would never go away, there'd just be a new one. In the case of ISIS, I think killing the number 1 guy is going to have a big impact. And then afterwards, Trump will take credit and go, see, I told you I'd take care of ISIS. The plan to retake Mosul had nothing to do with Donald Trump. Getting Baghdadi had nothing to do with Donald Trump, but you tried explaining those nuances to his followers once they put on their red hats. If you like the Young Turks, you'll love Young Turks membership. tytnetwork.com/join.